It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to historic Larks Park and the 75th anniversary season of Hayes Larks Baseball. Tonight's Rocky Mountain Baseball League contest is the first of a 4-game series featuring the Colorado RoughRiders from Superior, Colorado, and your Hayes Larks. The Larks are currently 22-4 on the season, and at 10-2 are in first place in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. The RoughRiders enter tonight's game at 4-9 in the RMBL. Free admission to tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of Walmart Supercenter, Western Beverage Incorporated, and Tiger Burgers in downtown Hayes. We greatly appreciate these generous people and their support of Hayes Larks Baseball. Tonight's starters for your Hayes Larks.
Yeah, baby.
Leading off and And playing left field from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 12, Zach Henry. Batting second, the shortstop from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 3, Matt Kavanaugh. Batting third, the designated hitter from UTA, number 16, Wyatt Dippes. Batting cleanup for the Larks from Fort Hays State University, the right fielder, number 21, Grant Schmidt. Batting fifth, the second baseman from the University of Tennessee, number 22, Cortland Lawson. Batting sixth and catching from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 15, Sam Crowell. Batting seventh from the University of Sioux Falls, the first baseman, number 2, Grant Long. Batting eighth, playing third base from Kansas City, Kansas Community College, number 4, Palmer Hutchison. And batting ninth for the Larks, tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage batter, the center fielder, number 8, Leo Jimian. Tonight, making the pitching start for the Larks from the University of Oklahoma, 2-0 on the season, number 28, Cade Brown. And in his 40th season with the Larks, please welcome the head coach, Mr. Frank Leo. Larks pitching coach is Keith Harper. Assistant coach is Max McGuire. Ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's ceremonial first pitch, please welcome Connor Wagner, representing Tiger Burgers, Taco Grande, Rick's Rockin' Barbecue in Hayes.
Where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a a big cheer. 'Cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 27 of the 2021 Hayes Larks season, their 75th anniversary season. It's game 1 of 4 against the Colorado RoughRiders here from Larks Park. First pitch clocks in at 7:04 p.m. here in Ellis County. It's Cade Brown on the mound making his second start. It's his 11th appearance. Leading it off for the RoughRiders is Jordan McClellan, the center fielder. He has a 1-1 count with nobody out, nobody on. This game was supposed to be played on July 1st, 18 days ago, and then after some rain, the game was not played. And then game 2 of that 2-game series against the RoughRiders in Colorado also got postponed. Field was flooded the next day, so Larks got 2 days off out of their 4-day road trip to Denver. Ended up winning the next 2 games against Boulder, and then came home and are undefeated in this month of July and looking to stay that way against the RoughRiders. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cade Brown, the Oklahoma Sooner, on the mound for the Larks. His first start and only start part of this one was against Fort Collins in a game that he looked really good on the mound. He will strike out McClellan looking. Strikeout number 29 this season for Brown, and there's one away just like that. Cade has struck out 29 guys through 15 2/3 now. He's 2-0 on the season, has a pair of saves and now a pair of starts. He's only walked 2 guys this year. Larks love to not walk guys. Luke Terbeek, Jose Velasquez, and Cade Brown, a trio of guys who just do not walk batters. They refuse to throw balls and let guys get on an easy way. RoughRiders coming to this game. They're 4-9 in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They're currently sitting in last place, 6.5 games back from the Larks. Larks 22-4 on a 10-game winning streak. They're 10-2 in the league, and they're sitting comfortably in first, up 3 games. The Larks could win the Rocky Mountain Baseball League tomorrow if they win today and then win 2 games tomorrow, or if they win 2 and then the Game Day Saints lose their game tomorrow. Game Day Saints off tonight, so won't be more than a full game, or it'll only be a half game change in the standings depending on the outcome of this game. 1-1 here to Cole Hauser, the catcher, batting second in the lineup. Brown, a tall guy, will use his big frame to throw in that powerful fastball. Throws it on the 1-2. It gets it flown into the center field. Jiminian comes in, and it will drop in front of him in right center. It's a 1-out single for Hauser, and the RoughRiders get their first runner of the ball game. This is the Larks' second year in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, and they're looking for title number 2. They won last year. They won the Rocky Mountain League last year after going 3-1 against this RoughRiders teams. Larks played a game in Colorado against the RoughRiders and lost, and then after that won 3 straight, only allowing 1 run over those 3 games. They threw very well on the mound. It takes us to Grayson Carter, who's listed as a right-handed pitcher but is getting the start in right field today. He's batting from the left-hander's batter's box, gets a swing and a miss on this delivery from Brown, and will go 0-1. Cade Brown spent a year at San Diego before going to Oklahoma, and will be making his first appearance on the mound for the Sooners in this next season out of the Big 12. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Cade Brown looking good here against Carter. Left on deck with Goldfarb in the hole. So Larks were only supposed to play 2 games against the RoughRiders in Hayes, but after that rain delay and rain out, they're going to play 4 games over the course of 3 days. We'll have a game on Wednesday at first pitch at 7 p.m., and then we'll have 2 games tomorrow. First pitch clocking in at 5:30. You can catch all the games at the Larks play on Larks Network right here on the YouTube channel. Cade Brown is 6'4" redshirt sophomore for OU. He's a California native. And the 1-2 is home, line to right field, but it's in foul territory. Carter a little eager on the swing. And we will go 1-2 again for pitch number 5 of the AB. Cade Brown spent this past spring at OU redshirting and was at OU in 2020, but did not take the mound. Made 19 appearances at San Diego before transferring to Norman, Oklahoma. Went 2-1 through 28 2/3 innings, picked up 3 starts, 16 appearances in relief, and he struck out 18 batters. The 1-2 home, line to the backstop. We'll go 1-2 again for pitch number 6. On deck is Luff and Goldfarb in the hole. A few returners from the RoughRiders squad from last year. So Larks also have quite a few returners, pushing double digits on the returning squad from last year. So these guys familiar with each other. Line drive over to the foul ball, and Carter will look to wait a little bit longer in the swing. That's 2. He's fouled off over to the right side after fouling 1 to the backstop. Larks fans and RoughRiders fans, be sure to subscribe on YouTube. It's free. Hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified each time we go live over these next 3 days for these games. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 away runner on first here in the top of the first. Breaking ball from Brown will miss outside, 2-2. Brown was given a perfect game grade of 9.5 coming out of high school. That's a crazy good rating. He was rated the 5th best first baseman in California, which has a ton of baseball prospects, and was recruited heavily. He went to San Diego and is now at Norman. As for what he's doing here in Hays, Kansas, he just struck out number 30 on the season, and there's 2 away. Nice pitch from Brown, and he'll get Carter after a long at-bat to go down on strikes. Cade was mostly the closer through the Larks' first month of the season. Didn't pitch more than 1 2/3 innings until July 7th when he picked up 2 against Junction and picked up his 2nd win of the season. His first win was against the Cannons on June 16th. So I mentioned his start against Fort Collins. That was on the 10th of July. Got the start, went 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, no walks, striking out 3 guys. He had 1 earned run and put the Larks in a position to win Game 1 of that 4-game series, in which the Larks swept Fort Collins to put themselves comfortably in first place, and they're currently still sitting in first place, looking for Rocky Mountain Baseball League title number 2 in 2 years. Last year, Larks joined the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. It was their 3rd league in 3 years. We're in the Jayhawk League forever. League broke up. They joined the KCLB, and in their 1 year in the KCLB tournament, in the KCLB, and then 1 year they won the KCLB tournament, went to the NBC. Last year, first year in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, won the league. And again, like I mentioned, looking for league title number 2. And they won the Jayhawk League in 2018, so the Larks racking up hardware the past 4 years. 1-2, runner takes off from first. Ball's cranked to right field, and it's a no-doubt home run for Hayden Luff. He crushed that one, and Brown 1 strike away from ending the inning, allows a home run. 2nd hit of the game, and the RoughRiders take a 2-0 lead here in the 1st inning. That was just a well-hit ball and pitch that Cade would like to have back. Lunt will pick up 2 RBIs, and Hauser scores from first. And Brown will look to get reset. Brown has an ERA of 2.35. It'll jump up just a little bit after that. He has a whip just above 1 of 1.04 and an opponent batting average of 246 on the mound. That's the first home run Cade Brown has allowed all season. It's usually the Larks that are having the home runs help them out. They've hit 38 this season, and their pitching staff has only given up 11. So it's a quick no balls and 2 strikes here to Colton Goldfarb, a returner. He's a DH batting 5th and takes this one over the outside corner. Cade Brown picks up strikeouts number 29, 30, and 31 on the season, but allows a 2-run home run to send us to the bottom of the first on Larks Network. 2-0 in favor of Colorado. Bottom of the first, top of the order we go here in Hayes, Kansas. Zach Henry, the UTA Maverick, will lead it off for the Larks after a 2-run top half of the inning. Zach Henry has been hot lately. Look for him to get aboard here and get the Larks in a position to get some momentum moving in their favor. Sin takes the first pitch out of play out of the hand of Zach Link. Zach Link, a righty, out of North Park University in Chicago. Pitch number 2, and off-speed. Henry's a little bit ahead of it, and he has an 0-2 count. This will be a 9-inning game. We'll have 2 7-inning games tomorrow, and then back to regulation 9 innings on Wednesday. Link, 6'5", sophomore at North Park. He's from Golden, Colorado, and plays in the outfield, plays first base, and pitches at North Park. And he'll strike out Zach Henry on 3 pitches, 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the first.
The shortstop from the University of Texas at Arlington, the third baseman, Matt Cavanaugh.
Matt Cavanaugh will come to the plate. Had the last game that the Larks played off, but on the season he's batting .357 with an OBP of .438. 10 hits, 6 of those singles. He has 3 doubles, a triple, and is looking for his first home run. Almost had one against Fort Collins. It went over the wall, but a leaping grab from the left fielder robbed him of a solo shot. 1-0 here to Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh takes this one to left center. McClellan moves to his left or his right, and we'll record out number 2, 2 up, 2 down. And that'll take us to Wyatt Divis. But before we get to Divis, let's check out how the Larks batting order looks in this game. Zach Henry led it off, and then we went to Cavanaugh. Divis batting third, Schmidt batting fourth, 1, 2, 3 in the order, all UTA Mavericks. Lawson batting fifth, and another UTA Maverick at 6. Sam Crowell, and 7, 8, and 9 are Long, Hutchison, and Jaminian here in this game. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Nobody on for the guy who's riding a 17-game hitting streak. He's been in the batter's box in 19 games and has been aboard every single game, and most of them he's been aboard multiple times. His last game without a hit was game number 2 of the season. And the Larks beat the Roughnecks. He went 0 for 2, but he picked up 2 walks in the process. Him and Cortland Lawson have been aboard in every game that they played this year for the Hayes Larks. This is Divis' 4th year in Hayes, and he has been absolutely vital to this team's success this season. 1-1, swing and a miss on a hard cut. He has a 1-2 count. Duke for Colorado in the second inning. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Harris, Stricker, and Rady. Link looks home, gets the signs from his catcher, Hauser, and will go from the stretch here with the 1-2 count. Pitch comes home, and Divis will take it looking, and 5 of the 6 outs in this inning are on strikeouts. We had 1 flyout from Cavanaugh, but other than that, we've seen 3 for the Larks pitching staff in the first, and then 2 from Zach Link in the first. That'll take us to the second inning. Hayes trailing 2-0.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Top of the second we go here in Hayes, Kansas. Cade Brown back to the mound. Soft ground ball to the left side out of Harris. Will be grounded to Palmer Hutchison. He scoops it and throws across the diamond for out number one here. And Harris, the shortstop, will head back to the dugout and take us to Brady Strickert, the first baseman. Let's check out how the Larks line up defensively in this game. Got Zach Henry in left, Jiminian in center, and Schmidt in right. That's the three in the outfield. On the right side of the infield, Lung at first, and then Lawson at second. Then on the left, Kavanaugh at short, Palmer Hutchison yet again in the hot corner. He's about as consistent as they come. And then Sam Crow getting another start behind the dish with, obviously, Cade Brown on the mound for the Larks. Top of the second, one away, 0-1 count here as Brown gets this one in the zone. 2 pitches, 2 strikes here for Brown in the second. This will be his first ball. It's a fastball above the letters and outside. 1 ball and a strike here to Brady Strickert, the first baseman. Larks won their last game 16-0 against the Oklahoma City Sooner State League All-Stars, just crushing them in that game. Larks just kept batting and scored a bulk of their runs in the first 3 innings, scored 7 in the second and 7 in the third. Look to pick up that luck and continue that here in this game, but right now they find themselves down by 2. 2-2 count here to Strickert. After Brown through the first inning, struck out 3, allowed 2 hits, one of them a home run. And it was a game that the Larks are trailing. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Larks had 4 different pitchers on their last game as Brown picks up strikeout number 4 on the day and number 32 this season. All 4 outs, 4 of the 5 outs coming off of strikeouts. He struck out a lot of guys this season. His first outing on the season was against the Roughnecks. He threw 1 2/3 innings, so that's 5 outs. Allowed no hits or walks, and he struck out every single guy he faced. And it was a dominant way to announce himself to the Hayes, Kansas faithful. 2 up, 2 down. Browns retired 3 straight as we go to Kyle Rady, the left fielder, batting in the 8th spot. This one from Brown, a breaking ball, runs outside, 1 ball and no strike. And as I was going back to that game on Saturday, Larks threw 4 pitchers. We're expecting to only see 2 tonight. And then maybe reliever late in the game. We'll see how long we can take Brown and then expect to see Divis come in relief of the Sooner. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Rady. Takes this one to left center field. Leo Jiminian drifts back into his right and makes the catch. 20 feet in front of the warning track. Brown has a 1-2-3 inning and sends us to the bottom half of the second. Hayes down 2-0. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned into Larks Network. Hayes went in order in the first inning, so that means in the second, Grant Schmidt, the cleanup hitter, will be leading it off for the Larks. Schmidt has been hot lately and has been cranking balls out of the ballpark all season. We'll see what he can do today. His first pitch from Zach Link is in the zone, and Link throwing strikes here in this game has gotten a couple balls past the Larks, and strikes taken looking. Struck out 2 in the first inning and got a 1 flyout. Started off 3 of the 4 batters he's faced with a first pitch strike, and he has an 0-2 count against Grant Schmidt. Cade Brown went the first 2 innings for the Larks. He's allowed 2 hits, 2 earned runs, but struck out 4 guys. 0-2 count as the Larks look to get some momentum on their side. This one a changeup above the letters, 1-2. Link this year at North Park on the mound had 8 appearances, went 0-1 through an 11 and a third innings pitch. Allowed 10 hits, 9 earned runs, striking out 12 but walking 14. Schmidt takes him to the deepest part of the ballpark. Moving back is McClellan, and it's off the wall. It's a deep double for Schmidt. Maybe not a double. He's going to be sent to third. The throw to third. It could have been in time, but Luft had some trouble with it, and it's a leadoff triple for Grant Schmidt. What a great hit for him, and great hustle going 270 feet around the base paths to put himself in scoring position. And is his first triple this season. He now has 15 extra base hits, 6 home runs, 8 doubles, and a triple. And that one was cranked between the 349 and 405 signs in right center. McClellan just couldn't get to it before it hit off the wall. Maybe about 8 more feet of power, and it would have been home run number 7 for Schmidt this season. And going to the plate is a dangerous hitter from Tennessee, Cortland Lawson. But before he can swing at a pitch, one will hit off the plate, and Schmidt will score from third. Larks cut the lead in half. It's a 2-1 ball game here at Larks Park. For Grant Schmidt, that is run score number 25 this season. He is now tied with tied with Cam Pearson for third on the team. Jackson hasn't played in a while. Is not on the Larks roster. Sitting at second with 26. Wyatt Davis leads the team. He has 27. It's a 1-1 count here to the Tennessee Volunteer. Cortland in his last game with the Larks went 0 for 2, but he got a couple of walks, drove in a run, and scored 2. He's been aboard in every single game he's played for the Larks. 13 of 13 games. This is his 14th start this season. He's batting .405 with a .574 OBP and an OPS of 1.407. Great numbers for the Virginia native playing at the University of Tennessee. The 2-1 home to the Hayes second baseman will miss outside 3-1. Here we go. Pitch number 5 of the AB will catch the inside part of the plate. 3-2. We'll get a payoff pitch here to Lawson. Link on the mound has now thrown 17 pitches. 12 of those in the zone. He's allowed 1 hit. It was a Schmidt triple. And then Schmidt scored on his wild pitch. And this one's going to be dropped into right center field off the bat of Lawson, a blooper. And Lawson picks up another hit and now has been aboard in all 14 games. And so the wild pitch doesn't matter much. Schmidt would have been able to score on that one. And Lawson picks up single number 10 this season, hit number 18. So we'll go from the Tennessee Volunteer to the UTA Mavericks. Sam Krause to dish. Sam batting 6th today. The catcher looking to move Lawson from first. Corners in the infield. First delivery home to Crowell. He swings it hard. Lawson goes to second. He's going to round second and gets about a third of the way to third before returning back to the bag. Hauser not being able to keep some of these in front of him on some wild pitches from Link. It's a 0-1 count as Crowell chased that one. Crowell didn't start in the Larks' last game on Saturday, but did come in a pitch hit for Wyatt Davis and went 0 for 2. Was the only Larks to not get aboard in that game out of the 11 different Larks to come to the plates. And every single other Lark, with the exception of Cortland Lawson, had a hit. Every single other guy got aboard. Larks had runs scored from 10 different guys and runs driven in from 10 different guys as well. Just great numbers in a team game that Hayes was dominant. 0-1 here to Corral. We've had a triple from Schmidt and a single from Lawson in this inning. Larks a double and a home run away from a team cycle in the second. This one will miss low, 1-1. Lawson in scoring position over there at second base here at Larks Park. When moving in from left field, shouldn't have too much of an effect on balls sent to the outfield. Maybe that was a difference maker in preventing Schmidt from having home run number 7. 1-2 as Corral sends this one to the backstop. Corral had one of the longest hitting streaks of the season. It was snapped a little bit ago, but he's still having a great year. Batting average at .356, but an on-base percentage of .508. He's a guy to keep an eye on as the Larks look to set some records this season. 1-2, and he will be tagged out on the third strike. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Zach Link. He's allowed a couple hits, 1 run, and has punched out 3 guys without a walk.
From the University of Sioux Falls, the first baseman, number 2, Grant Lung.
This brings us to third-year Lark, Grant Lung, batting .315 this season. Lung, like Corral on Saturday, didn't start but came in and pinch hit. He pinch hit for Zach Henry. Henry got aboard 3 times in 3 plate appearances. 2 times in 3 plate appearances. He went 1 for 2 and had a walk, but that hit was a big one. It was a 3-run inside the park home run. Lung came in and pitch hit for Henry, and it was a day. And Lung went 2 for 2, also drove in 2 runs. Both of his hits were singles. He has an 0-2 count here as Link catches the inside corner. Big strike zone here from Derek Beekert. The home plate umpire, Hunter Fitzpatrick, the other umpire, he's on the bases. Lawson gets his lead at second. Long gets back into the left-hander's batter's box. 0-2 count, 1 away. This delivery home, off speed. Long takes it to center. McClellan moves in, and it's going to drop, and he fooled Lawson enough to make him wonder if he was going to get it or not. So Lawson kind of had his start going to third, but held up a little bit, but will be moving up 90 feet. And there's runners on the corners as Long gets his 3rd single in 2 games. This is a good job of McClellan. And there was just question if he was going to get to it, so Lawson held up. Maybe could have scored. If he was sprinting from the get-go, if there was 2 outs, he would have scored, but with only 1 out, plays it safe and puts himself at 3rd. Larks have 3 hits this inning, a triple and 2 singles. Singles from Lawson and Lung, who are at 3rd and 1st respectively, and Schmidt, who tripled and then scored on a wild pitch. Coming up to the plate now is Palmer Hutchison, getting yet another start at 3rd base. Hutcherson in his last game, 1 for 4, sends one deep to center field. McClellan is in front of the 405 marker, records the catch, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly here for Hutch, and he brings home Cortland Lawson and picks up RBI number 22 this season, and Lawson scores his 20th run in his 14th game, and we're tied here in Hays, Kansas.
Tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage batter, the center fielder, number 8, Leo Chimia.
So 4 and 5 have both scored in this inning. That's the first RBI of the game for the Larks. And Hutchison is back to the dugout 0 for 0 with a RBI. 2 away, Jiminian sends his first pitch to the shortstop. Harris tosses it underhand to Miller at second base, and Lung will be out. Larks get 2 runs back on the Schmidt triple and wild pitch, and then the Hutchison sacrifice fly. We're tied here in Hays as we move to the 3rd inning on Larks Network. Top of the third here in Hayes, Kansas. Gabe Brown back to the rubber. Leading off is the bottom of the order, the top of the inning. Weston Miller, the second baseman, gets a first pitch fastball from Brown. Nice location on the outside corner. 0-1 count. Gabe Brown on the mound for inning number 3 and starts out his 6th batter out of the 90s phase with a first pitch strike. Brown has thrown 2 innings on 34 pitches. Has allowed 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. Had a 1-2-3 second, striking out his 4th batter of the day in that inning after striking out the side in the first. No balls and 2 strikes here to Miller, the second baseman. Brown goes home. It's a 3-pitch strikeout here for Brown to get this third inning going. Strikeout number 5 on the day for the righty from California. And number 33 this season through 17 2/3. 1 away. Cade Brown has struck out 5 and struck out 3 of his last 5 and has retired 5 straight after the home run in the first inning. 1 away here in the top of the third in Hayes, Kansas. First pitch ground ball to Hutchison. He picks it up off the turf and throws to Long at first. And McClellan is now 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to Hutchison. We've seen 2 ground outs this game, both into the hot corner, and there's 2 away quick in the third. Takes this to Cole Hauser, the catcher. He singled in the first inning and then scored on the home run as only one of 2 base runners that the RoughRiders have gone through 2 2/3. Brown in a groove, retiring 6 straight, and is looking to get out number 3 here and throw his second consecutive 1-2-3 off-speed breaking ball. Nice pitch. Beautiful one right there into the zone. 0-1. Brown showing why he is playing in the Big 12 in 2022. 0-1 off-speed line between Cavanaugh and Hutchison. And that'll be Hauser's second hit of the game. And he has 2 of RoughRiders' 3. And coming up to the plate is Carter, who struck out for Brown's second strikeout of the inning back in the first. There's 2 away on the 2-out single. Brown's first year summer ball in 2018. He played for the Victoria Harbor Cats. And he made 11 appearances, going 4-3 with a 4.01 ERA, striking out 41 guys through 42 2/3. Then played for Danville in 2019, making 3 appearances on the mound and threw 3 1/3 according to Baseball Reference. 1-0 here to Grayson Carter, right fielder, sporting the number 15 jersey. Went down on strikes in the first inning and has an even count here at 1 in the third. Due for the Larks in the third inning in this bottom half is at the top of the order. Henry, Cavanaugh, and Divis, 1-2-3, due up for the hometown team. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, runner at first. Brown's off speed, high and outside, 2-1. Still multiple years left of eligibility playing in the NCAA. Oklahoma Sooner sets up on the mound, goes from the stretch, fastball low, but swinging at it is Carter. We'll have a 2-2 count with 2 away here in the top of the third inning. Larks fans, be sure to follow Larks on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball for the summer and the next upcoming ones. Growl sets up outside over the corner. The 2-2 home is outside on the fastball. Carter doesn't chase, and we'll get a payoff pitch here from Brown on the 3-2 count. Brown now thrown 43 pitches, 31 of those strikes, throwing strikes on about 73% of his deliveries. Payoff pitch, runners not taking off even with 2 outs and a 3-2 count, but it won't matter. Cade Brown strikes out his second of the inning, his 6th of the game, number 34 this season. He allows his 3rd hit but picks up strikeouts in the 3rd and leaves that runner at first base. That's the first runner left on base in this game, and we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied at 2 here in Hayes, Kansas. Bottom of the third, top of the order here in Hayes. Zach Henry will lead it off. The UTA Maverick 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout back in the first inning. It'll be his second look at Zach Link. Zach versus Zach here. And Link will miss outside 1-0. Henry batting .328 this season. He's the Larks stolen base leader and is looking for hit number 21 in 2021. 1-0 outside and high. 2-0 on the fastball from Link. Henry riding a 7-game hitting streak coming to this one and is 0 for 1. And this one again high and outside. Link a little frustrated with his delivery and locations as a 3-0 count. Henry went to Arlington to play for the Mavericks this season. He's a 6-foot freshman and is from Rockwall, Texas. And pitch number 4 to him is going to be missing the zone again. Henry walks on 4 pitches, and that's the first walk we've seen from either team today.
Number 3, Matt Kavanaugh.
Takes us to Matt Cav. Cav flew out to McClellan in that 1-2-3 first. The shortstop will look to move his Arlington teammate from first base. 1 through 3 in the order, all Mavericks in this game. Frank Leo gives the signs to Zach Henry. Don't be surprised one bit if Zach Henry takes off pretty soon. He's aggressive, and I think the Larks want to test Hauser's arm and set the tone for the series. First delivery to Kavanaugh over the inside corner. 0-1. Henry has 18 stolen bases and 23 attempts, and that's another guy to keep an eye on as the Larks look for the record books as we move towards the end of the season. If you ever want to check the records, check out the Larks website, hayeslarks.org, and there's a bunch of them on there. Ground ball to the third base side on a fastball with Henry taking off, and Henry will be going to third on the Kavanaugh single, and the throw from Rady was slow and cut off by Harris, and Kavanaugh, a heads-up veteran, goes to second on the throw. It's the Larks' 4th hit of the past 2 innings. It's a single, and there's 2 in scoring position with nobody out. Larks put 2 on to start off the second and score 2 runs in the process. We'll see what they can do here in the 3rd inning. Takes us to Wyatt Divis, who struck out in the first inning. He struck out looking and is 0 for 1. Divis, not a guy who strikes out a lot at all, has only struck out 8 times this season in 93 plate appearances. 2 on. And at the plate is Divis. 3 UTA Mavericks representing the Larks here in the 3rd on the field. 0-1 as Divis takes this one, looking again from Link. Kavanaugh at second, Henry at third, Divis at the dish. Divis, a guy that is on pace to set the Larks' single-season on-base percentage record. He already has quite a few Larks records that he's put up in the past 3 years in the Larks uniform, and is no doubt going to be remembered as a Larks legend by the Hayes faithful. 1-1 on a beautiful night here on Monday in Hayes, Kansas. Good turnout here at the park. A few hundred fans here to take on Game 1 of 4 against the RoughRiders. 1-1 delivery outside, 2 balls and a strike here to Divis. Schmidt on deck with Lawson in the hole. Henry and Kavanaugh both went for outs in the first, but have been aboard here on a walk and a single. Link has allowed 4 hits through 2 innings and is looking for his first out in the 3rd. Won't get on this delivery as it misses low and outside. 3-1 hitters counts for a very dangerous DH. Big RBI opportunity for Divis right here. He has 17 this season. He scored a team-leading 27 runs. He's slugging .676. Pops this one up and over the grandstand and out of the ballpark. And he has a full count. We'll see what Link does with this payoff pitch here. Larks on a 10-game winning streak, looking for their 11th straight here, and put themselves 2 wins away from the Rocky Mountain Baseball League title, or 1 win and a Saints loss away from the title. 3-2 counts. Righty on the mound and a left-handed hitter in the batter's box. Divis takes this one to right field. Forget about it. We've seen 2 home runs in this game, both cranked to right field. This one's in favor of the Larks, and Divis clears the base pass on one that was crushed. You never want to give Divis something good to hit, but you can't walk him, and Link was put in an unfortunate situation, and Divis, a veteran hitter, knows what to do with that one and takes it to right field and picks up 3 RBIs in the process and scores his team-leading 28th run and brings home his teammates Henry and Kavanaugh from third and second. And the Larks up 5-2 now, and we'll have a quick mound visit after the home run from Divis. Larks have 3 singles in this game, a triple, and now a home run, and 1 through 5 in the order of all score for the Larks. And we're going to have a mound visit here in the bottom of the third. Clear the base pass, and the Larks have put 3 through the base pass in this inning, a walk, a single, and a home run, and there's still yet to be an out. Takes us to Grant Schmidt. Divis had 3 home runs in 2020 for the Larks, and he breaks that here, his 4th home run of the season in 2021, matching his total in 2019 when he had 4 home runs. He had 40 hits in that season, and this one was number 36, and he puts his hitting streak now up to 18 games, and he is having a career year after 3 previous career years, and it's just ridiculous what the guy's been able to do in 4 years for the Hayes Larks. Divis, 18-game hitting streak now. His longest last year was 9, and in 2019 his longest was 7, and in 2018 his longest was 8. So great numbers for a great guy on the Larks roster. It's great for the clubhouse and a great veteran presence for a team that's really freshman-based. And he's always out there giving advice, and you love to see it. And he brings home 3 in this inning. Larks have scored all 3 of their runs on that home run from this inning, and have scored all 5 runs in the past 2 innings. It's Schmidt at the plate. He has a 2-2 count against Link. He tripled in the second and then scored on the next pitch. It was a wild pitch, and he got the Larks their first run of the game, and the Larks got another one after the Palmer Hutchison sacrifice fly. 2-2, grounded over to the third base side, goes between Luft and Harris, rolls to Rady, and the Larks have brought 4 to the plate, all 4 of them, and touched first base safely off of a Henry walk. Kavanaugh single and a Divis home run, now a Schmidt single. Schmidt now a home run and a double shy to cycle, and haven't even seen an out in the 3rd inning. As we go to Cortland Lawson, he singled in the 2nd and scored the Larks' 2nd run of the game, tying the game at that point. Larks always a dangerous team to play, and always just one little hit swing away from getting momentum. And after that triple from Schmidt, it's been lights out for the Larks. That single from Schmidt was the Larks' 6th hit of the game. And for Schmidt, his 20th single this year, his 35th hit. Has 20 singles, 8 doubles, a triple, and 6 long balls. 0-1 count here to Cortland Lawson with Schmidt at first base. Righty versus righty. Link goes home. Fastball sent to right center field. McClellan and Carter run towards it. McClellan's going to get called off by Carter, and Carter makes a last-second lunge to record out number 1. And that's the first out as the Larks go to Sam Crow. The Larks got 4 consecutive base runners before that out here in this inning. Go to Sam Crow. He struck out in the 2nd inning and was Link's 3rd and latest strikeout victim. We have seen 9 strikeouts in this game. 6 from Brown, 3 from Link. Check over at Schmidt. He's back in safely. And Crow, the Texas native, gets to the plate against the Colorado native. Link didn't make any appearances on the mound in 2020 at North Park despite being on the roster in the COVID short season. We'll touch up on him in a little bit, but let's focus on Crow right now as he ropes a single to left field. Larks loving the left field side from the right-handed hitters, and Divis, the left-handed hitter, pulled his to right, and Crow will get aboard, and we'll put 2 aboard. Schmidt at 2nd, and Cam Prayerson will come to 1st and run for the catcher. Cam has wheels and he's an aggressive base runner, but he has Schmidt in front of him. Schmidt also has speed and can churn those legs as he rolls down the line. He's had that triple back in the second inning, so he's already shown the RoughRiders what he can do on the diamond. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third in a 5-2 ball game. Larks have scored all 5 runs unanswered after the RoughRiders took a 1-0 lead in the first. Off-speed changeup above the letters to Grant Lung. He lays off and has a 1-0 count. Lung singled in the second inning and then was out on the inning-ending ground out. 2 hitters after him. 1-0 count, 1 away. Link goes home, and this one a fastball above the letters, 2-0. After the mound visit, Link has gotten a 1 out and allowed hits, and there's nobody up in the bullpen for Colorado. When you play 3 games over 4 games, you're going to need all the arms you can, so we'll see how the RoughRiders want to play Link. You don't want to pull him early and then use another arm up when you got to play a doubleheader tomorrow, but you don't want to put yourself in a position to lose game 1. So we'll see how they handle him and see if Link can respond here. As in against Grant Lung, he's thrown 3 straight balls to the first baseman from UTA. Lung played mostly at second base last season to start the season and got moved to first when we were in Colorado and has been great there this season. He's aboard for the second time today and loads the bases. That's the second walk of the inning. The other one started the inning on Henry. Pearson goes to second, Schmidt goes to third, and the bases are loaded with 2 away for Hutch. Big opportunity right here for the third baseman from KCK. For Grant Lung, that is walk number 14 this season and 91 plate appearances. 1 away, bases jacked. First delivery to Hutchison outside. 5 straight balls thrown from Link. And that one was close. After he missed outside to Lung, he hasn't thrown him too wild away, but they're just enough outside, high, inside, and low to not catch Darren Burkhart's strike zone. Darren Beekert. 2 balls, no strikes, 6 straight balls for the righty out of North Park. Link was clocked with an 80-mile-an-hour fastball coming out of high school by Prep Baseball Reports, and a 70 to 71-mile-an-hour curveball. He's thrown 7 straight balls now, so it's a good thing we're not at a true NCAA stadium where there would be a chant happening right now with the ball 7 chant. In his last year of high school, Link had a 4.06 ERA out of Arvada, Colorado, where Hunter Parker is from that area. He went 0-1 pitching in his senior year through 7 appearances and struck out double digits. 3-1 here to Hutchison, and it's above the letters on a fastball. That'll walk in a run, and Hutchison picks up his second RBI of the day. Schmidt will score his second run of the day, and the Larks take a 6-2 lead. Have scored 4 this inning. Bases are still loaded with only 1 out as we go to Leo Geminian. Hutchison's 23rd RBI this season. That is second on the team. Great improvement from his numbers last year. Hutchison only had 7 RBIs last year, batted .213. Now in 2021, he's batting .282 and has 23 RBIs. Schmidt just scored his 26th run, and Geminian takes this one to right field. Carter's at the warning track. He's looking up, and it's a grand slam for Leo Geminian. Larks are hot here in the second, and Geminian's going to touch them all and bring home 4 RBIs. Haven't seen a ton of those this year, and Geminian, just like Hutchison, improved his swing and his power in his college season this spring, and he picks up a home run. It's a grand slam. The Larks are up 10-2, and Link is going to be pulled off the rubber. Leo, no home runs before this season. He has now 3 this year and picks up RBIs 22, 23, 24, and 25. Scores his 23rd run. Brings home Pearson, brings home Lung, and brings home Hutchison. After back-to-back walks, Link allows his second home run of the inning. It's a grand slam for Leo Geminian. And so we touched on how in the Larks' last game, we had a run scored from 9 different guys so far, and we're not even done with the third inning. There's only one away, and every single guy in the Larks order has already scored 1 run. We had 3 RBIs from Divis, 2 from Hutchison, and 4 from Geminian, and you can't write it better for the Larks if you're getting started here. In the third inning, they're up by 8. Touching on Hutchison, how he's improved his swing. In his freshman year at KCK, only batted .269. This year upped it and went .324. Slugged .519 last year and then led KCK in slugging with a .700 slugging percentage. Had 50 more RBIs this year than he did last year at KCK and 34 more games and had 41 more hits. Leo Geminian is also a guy who didn't really show power before this season at Clarendon. Had no real huge hits for Clarendon over the fence by a while, but improved it and had 7 home runs this year for the Bulldogs. So those are 2 guys who had used their spring, fall, and summer to improve what they're doing at the plate, and it shows here for the Larks and for their college clubs. And the Larks have already batted around now as we go to Henry with the new pitcher into the game, Braxton Antonelli. On the mound, the first batter he faces will be Zach Henry, who already walked in this inning. All but Lawson have been aboard in this inning, but Lawson is 1 for 2 after singling in the second. And we'll see if the Larks can keep this third inning rally going. Antonelli to the mound. Henry takes him oppo, and it's going to drop in left field. Larks will have their 6th hit of the inning, and Henry's aboard for the second time. He was trying to steal a base in this inning, and then after the Kavanaugh single, he went to third after trying to steal from first. He's the stolen base leader. And the Larks fans flood to the concession stand in Larks Nest. So not only did Leo Geminian have a grand slam, but because he's the beverage batter, got the Larks fans here at Larks Park half-price beverages for the rest of this third inning, in an inning that doesn't show signs of stopping. So we'll go to Kavanaugh. He was 1 for 2 in the day with a single, and he scored a run. Larks have scored 8 this inning. Henry stealing for the second time today, and he's going to be aboard safely and is now 1 for 1 as Kavanaugh doesn't hit this one. And Kavanaugh has a 2-0 count. Antonelli has thrown 3 pitches, 2 balls, and allowed a single. For Zach Henry, that's stolen base number 19. He's only been caught 5 times, and he's in scoring position. Larks batted around a few times in their game on Saturday. In 2 different innings they batted around, and it just ruined stat sheets as just ran out of boxes to put stuff in. And in this inning, they're showing the signs of doing the same thing. It's another 3-0 count in the third. This one to Kavanaugh, pitch number 4 in the zone from Antonelli. Kavanaugh's taking it all the way. So Link will be back to the dugouts and see if maybe we'll see him on Wednesday's game. He only threw 60 pitches. But that is big for the Larks right there. They take an arm away from the RoughRiders. They're going to need him to rest at least one day. Not even sure I'd throw him on Wednesday. And so in a short series, 4 games in 3 days, you want your opponent to be questioning and searching for arms. And the Larks are going to put the RoughRiders in a situation to do that. The Larks pick up another walk. That is walk number 4 of the inning and walk number 3 of the last 5 batters. And Henry's at first with Kavanaugh at second. Divis to the plate. He homered in this inning, brought home Henry and Kavanaugh, and just kept the rally going. Braxton Antonelli, a 2020 graduate, plays at Lassen Community College, and is taking them out here, replacing Link. Went to Thornton, Colorado, went to Horizon High School before going to Lassen CC. Been a great day at the ballpark so far. If you're the Larks, if you're the RoughRiders, you're not having fun. It's a 2-1 count here to Wyatt Divis. Antonelli given a perfect game grade of 8 coming out of high school. That's the equivalent of their scale being potential draft pick and or excellent college prospect, in their words. Was rated the 55th overall player in Colorado by the recruiting service. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Wyatt Divis. It's a 5'9" righty who's a freshman for LCC. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This delivered to Divis outside 3-2, and Divis homeward on his last payoff pitch. What is he going to do with this one? Larks on their 12th batter of the inning. Runner takes off from second. Henry sprinting to third will retreat back to second as Davis pops this one up behind the plate. Hauser has some trouble with it. Went too far to his left and will give Davis another chance to hit. Larks have been taking advantage over opportunities like that this season. And that's about the 4th ball be hit behind the plates that the catchers have struggled with in the past 2 weeks. Giving the Larks another chance of hitting. We'll see if Henry takes off again. Antonelli gives him a look. Henry stays. Divis grounds this one hard to second base. It's off Miller's glove. It rolls 5 feet behind him. He doesn't chase it. It makes McClellan come in. And Henry scores from second on the RBI single from Divis. Divis has his 4th RBI of the inning. Henry scores his 2nd run of the inning. And the Larks continuing to roll here in the 3rd. The Larks are hot. And there's runners on the corner still with only 1 away. Coming to the plate is Grant Schmidt. He's already had a single in this inning. He's 2 for 2 with a triple and a single. And we'll get some chalk for Antonelli. Coming in from second to talk to him is Miller. And double play opportunity, but Schmidt wants no double play here in the 3rd. Larks have scored 9 this inning. They're up 11-2. Davis 2 for 3 now with a strikeout, a home run, and a single. And Schmidt's a double and a home run shy of the cycle here. We're still not even out of the 3rd inning. He tripled in the 2nd, scored on the next pitch, and then has singled in this inning, and he scored on the Hutchison walk. And that one caught Schmidt. So load the bases now, and the Larks continuing to roll. Larks have scored 27 runs in their last 9 innings of hitting. Crazy. That is ridiculous numbers for this 2021 Hayes Larks team. And coming up to the plate is Colton Lawson. He's the only guy to not get a board in this inning. He flew out to Carter for out number 1, and that's the only out of the inning so far. He has a 0-1 count on a first pitch strike from Antonelli. Bases loaded, 1 away. This delivery to Lawson outside. 1 ball and a strike to Court. Leo Gemini had that grand slam in this inning, and we'll see what Lawson does with the bases loaded. And he cranks this one to left field. Rady moves back. He's at the warning track and will make the catch. Larks almost had their 2nd grand slam of the inning. Instead, it's going to be a sacrifice fly for Cortland Lawson, bringing home Matt Cavanaugh for the Larks' 10th run of the inning. Cavanaugh's 2nd of the inning. Lawson picks up his first RBI and is out to 1 and 2 as we go to the 15th batter of the inning. 2 away, 2 on here in the 3rd in a 12-2 ball game. Oh, 1 count here to Corral as he fouls this one off. Larks rolling. Talked about Leo Geminian improving his power in the past year. Last year with the Larks, had no home runs, but already has a handful in 2021. Ground takes this one to left field. Larks are running with 2 outs, and Rady will record out number 3. It's a long inning. Larks bring 15 to the plate, have a 3-run home run, a grand slam, and pick up 7 hits and 4 walks, and score 10 runs. They're up 12-2 as we move to the 4th inning here on Larks Network. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Long gap for Cade Brown between his last pitch of the 3rd and his first pitch of the 4th. He's back to the mound for inning number 4. He'll lead off the cleanup hitter, Hayden Love, with it off speed outside. 1-0 counts. This is one fastball inside. 2 balls and no strikes here to get the 4th inning going. Each team left some guys on base. There was 1 left on base in the 3rd. Larks for the RoughRiders. Larks left 2 on base, but it was drastically different innings. This one will be an off-speed in the zone from Brown. Brown, take away that home run. Neither of those 2 singles were hit all that well, so he's been pitching great. He struck out 6 through 3 innings, and home run was the only one that was hit well, but it was taken out of the ballpark and scored 2. Lawson moves to his left, scoops it, does a spin move, and throws to first base in time. Luff now 1 for 2. Luff was the guy with the home run, and the Larks are feeling themselves here on this fine Monday evening in north central Kansas. 1 away. Brown has retired 2 straight as we go to Colton Goldfarb, who struck out in the 1st inning. Brown struck out 6 of his 10 outs. 1 away, bases empty, 1-0 counts. Here to Goldfarb, the designated hitter. Larks brought 15 hitters to the plate, 7 hits, 4 walks. They left 2 on base and scored 10 runs in the 3rd inning. And they have 12 unanswered. And they're in a position to pick up a run rule. Getting loose in the pen for Hayes is the DH Wyatt Divis. Thought Divis might come in for the 4th inning of this game. But the Larks letting Cade Brown go for inning number 4. And if there's a potential for run rule, we'll see if the Larks even want to bring in Divis. 1-2, Brown goes home. Off speed above the letters, 1 ball and 2 strikes, but as it's standing right now, it looks like we'll probably see Divis for inning number 5. 2-2 count here to Goldfarb, who's 0 for 1 of the day, looking to not go 0 for 2, but he will, and he now has 2 strikeouts, and Cade Brown on the mound has 7 strikeouts, and that is going to take us to Trenton Harris. Cade Brown and the Larks looking great here on July 19th, 2021. 2 away, bases empty. Brown had a 1-2-3 second, only faced 4 hitters in the third and faced 5 in the first. This one will miss the zone 1-0. Brown behind the backstop. Scoops it up and gives it back to Brown. The 1-0 home. Brown comes from the stretch and it misses outside 2-0. This one grounded to Cavanaugh, moves to his left and throws to his buddy Grant Long at first. Brown has his second 1-2-3 inning today, strikes out his 7th hitter of the game, and gets his 3rd and 4th ground outs, and sends us to the bottom of the 4th. Hayes up by 10. Bottom of the 4th, Grant Long to lead it off after a 1-2-3 top of the 4th. Long in the last inning walked and singled in the inning before. He scored 1 run. That was in the 3rd inning. He has a 2-0 count against Antonelli. Antonelli misses outside again, and the Larks have another 3-0 count. The Larks 3 games away from winning the Milwaukee Mountain Baseball League for their 2nd consecutive year. Lung's taken all the way. Thought he had a 4-pitch walk. Antonelli does catch the outside zone, and we will have a 3-1 hitters count for Grant Lung. That single from him was his... I'll get to that number here as he walked for the 2nd time today, the 2nd consecutive inning. And that brings up Hutchison, who had the sacrifice fly for an RBI in the 2nd and an RBI walk in the 3rd. As Grant Lung picks up walk number 15 this season. That single from him, as I was saying, in the 2nd inning was his 16th single and his 24th hit. Hutchison, 2 RBIs today and 23 on the season. Keeps moving up the ladder for the Larks. And as a 1-0 count, takes pitch number 2 over the left side. High left. Moves in from 3rd, moves behind 3rd base and into foul territory, and records outs number 1. Hutchison now 0 for 1 with a walk, a sacrifice fly, and a pop out. Leo Jiminian to the box now. Caught the Larks half-price beverages in the last inning. And had a grand slam. Takes this pitch to deep left center, but McClellan's going to be able to get under it. And Leo seeing the ball well in this game and taking the ball to the barrel of his bat. This one will be recorded for out number 2. Runner at first with 2 away as we go to the top of the order. Zach Henry singled in the 3rd inning as well as walking in the 4th inning. He scored 2 runs after striking out in the 1st inning. His 3rd at bat in 2 innings. What does he do here? Stolen 1 base today as the Larks' lone stolen base. Trying to get one. And actually, he's trying to steal 3 times. Only one of them will go down his attempt. Trying to steal second, then Kavanaugh got a hit, and because of Henry's jump, was able to go to the 3rd. And then trying to steal 3rd, and Divis popped behind the plates, and Henry had to go back to 2nd. Henry skies this one to center field, and it will be recorded by McClellan. 2 flyouts to center field will end the 5th. Larks get a leadoff walk from Grant Long, but are scoreless for the first time since the 1st. They take a 12-2 lead to the 5th here in Hays, Kansas. Top of the 5th, Cade Brown, having his longest outing of the season, returns to the mound. His longest outing this season was against Fort Collins in the start. He went 3 innings. We have some defensive changes for the Larks. Grant Schmidt will have his day done in right. Dylan Dreiling, the guy who just finished his junior year of high school and is a Tennessee commit, will take over the duties at the number 9 defensive spot. And coming in at first base to replace Grant Lung will be Brock Loomis, who was reported on the Larks roster in the preseason as a catcher/first baseman, but this will be the first outing he makes at first base in 2021 in the Larks uniform. Brown has a first pitch strike on Brady Strickert, the first baseman, who's 0 for 1 today, and was Brown's 4th strikeout victim of the day and is looking to be number 8 as he has an 0-2 counts. Brown's season high strikeouts was 6 against the Sooner State League All-Stars on Friday, July 16th, so just 3 days ago. And he tops it here on the 19th with 7. Struck out all 6 of his outs on that July 16th save when he threw the 8th and the 9th, allowed 1 hit and hit 1 batter, but got the last out and got the Larks a win. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Strickert. Was a guy the Larks saw last year when the Larks took on the RoughRiders. Cortland Lawson playing a little bit into the outfield at second base. Other than that, the Larks defense straight up. This one's grounded right back to Brown. Reaches in front of his face and records the ground ball. Throws to Loomis in time, and Brown has retired 5 straight to RoughRiders, and he is looking good on the mound here today. Takes us to the 8-hole Rady. He flew out to Dominion for round number 2 of the 4th inning. And Divis out there getting loose, thrown to Brady Evans in left field. Larks in a position to run rule the RoughRiders, but they got to hold on to the lead. Look for them to get some comfort runs. And the bottom of this inning, do it for Hays in the bottom of this inning. 2, 3, and 4, Kavanaugh, Divis, and Schmidt. 2 Mavericks and 1 Tiger from Fort Hays State. 1-0 from the Oklahoma Sooner to the left fielder. Second pitch of the AB, all speed in the zone, 1-1 counts. So with the addition of Loomis at first and Dreiling at right, there's now 3 Hayes, Kansas natives on the diamond. Dreiling goes to Hayes High School as a Tennessee commit. Brock Loomis went to Hayes High with him. And now is at Butler. Palmer Hutchison at third base. Again, a Hayes native. Goes to KCK, and then Trey Riggs, not on the diamond as a pitcher. He's from Hayes and goes to Dodge City Community College. Those 4 guys were on the roster at Hayes High under Frank Leo. And in 2019, it was the only year all 4 of them got to play together. Dreiling was a freshman. Loomis was a junior. Hutchison and Riggs were seniors. It was a year that they were dominant. And it was Frank Leo's last year coaching for Hayes High School, and is returning for the Larks in his 40th season as a Larks coach after many decades with the Hayes High program as well. 3-2 count here from Brown to Rady. Payoff pitch in the zone. Rady gives it a swing but can't make contact, and Brown has struck out 8. That is 36 now on the season, and he has struck out 1 guy in every single inning. On the payoff pitch, he gets some. Larks have been good on payoff pitches offensively. Have a walk, a single, and a home run on payoff pitches. But on this one, Brown on the mound gets a strikeout. Takes us to the bottom of the order. Weston Miller, the second baseman. He is 0 for 1 and was also one of the guys who struck out against Cade Brown in the 3rd inning, an inning that Brown struck out 2. Brown struck out 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and now 1 in the fifth. He has an 0-1 count. Make it an 0-2 as Miller has a soft swing, and Brown makes him look a little bit silly and has an 0-2 count. Brown in a groove, not looking to waste time. He gets the signs from Crowell and sets up, and will go home from the stretch. The 0-2 delivery with 2 away and the base is empty. Fastball outside, 1-2. Cade Brown on the mound has retired 6 straight, striking out 3 of those last 6. The other 3 outs were on ground outs. 1 to Lawson, 1 to Kavanaugh, and 1 to Brown himself. The 1-2 fastball swing and a miss, and you can't stop Cade Brown after that home run. He has struck out 9 today through 5 innings, and the Larks have a 10-run lead as we go to the bottom half of the 5th. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Cade Brown throws his second straight 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 5th. And his third of the day brings us to the bottom half. Kavanaugh to lead it off, sends a fly ball to left field on his first pitch from Antonelli. Rady comes in and will record the catch. 3 straight flyouts from the Larks. Makes it 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Kavanaugh now 1 for 3 with a pair of flyouts, a single, a walk, and a pair of runs scored. So after that 2-run home run from Colorado in the first inning, the Larks have been dominant, only giving up 1 hit on the mound from Cade Brown. and striking out 6 since then and picking up 12 unanswered runs, 10 in one inning against the RoughRiders today. So Divis will lead off, not lead off, he'll be up to the bat with one away after warming up to throw in the top of this inning. 0-1 delivery, off speed, drops low. 1 ball and a strike. Link got the start for Colorado through 2 1/3. Antonelli has thrown the last 2 innings on 33 pitches, 17 of those strikes. Has owned a pair of hits, a pair of earned runs, and a pair of walks. 1-1 home, off speed outside. Antonelli slaps his glove. Didn't get the call he wanted, and he has a 2-1 count against Divis, the DH. Brown has thrown 5 innings for the Larks, 73 pitches, 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, no walks. And this 2-1 delivery outside on a fastball that had some pop on it from the glove of Hauser, but it will miss the zone. 3-1 count, Dylan Dreiling on deck with Cortland Lawson in the hole. Pitch number 5 of the AB on its way. It's above the letters to Divis, and he walks on 5 pitches and is aboard for the 3rd time in the past 3 innings. Homered in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, and now walks. Homered and singled back in the 3rd, and then now walks in the 5th. Larks get their 6th walk of the game and bring up Dylan Dreiling, the Hayes, Kansas native, to the plate. Dylan has played in 8 games this season, played in quite a few to start, and then had to go play club ball. His last game was on the 28th of June when he played against Junction in a non-league game. He's batting .320 this season, an OBP of .433, and has 8 hits. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Dylan had a home run against the Cougars on June 19th. It was a great one. Has one of the Larks' 40 homers this season. And this one goes into, his bat goes into the dugout of the RoughRiders. Getting it for him is Alex Sundling. Gives the bat back to Dreiling, and Dreiling will get back to the box with a 1-2 count. So it's a day for Grant Schmidt. He finishes his day a double and a home run, trying to cycle through 2 at-bats. Had a triple, a single, hit by pitch, scored 2 runs, and drove in 1 run. Hayes up 12-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Off speed outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dreiling, his 2nd year shooting up in the Larks uniform, still has 1 year left at Hayes High School, a team that went to states and won the 3rd place game. He's a Tennessee commit, has been a Tennessee commit for a number of years now, and pops this one up over the left side, and Loft has some trouble with it. Divis will go to second. No infield fly rule with only 1 guy on, and on the E5, Dylan Dreiling gets aboard at first, and Divis goes to second.
The second baseman, Cortland Lawson.
Scoreboard shows they're going to rule that one as a hit. One away. We got some different opinions on that one here in the booth, but it's a 1-0 count here to Lawson, as it will be ruled a single for Dreiling. And Dreiling picks up his 9th hit of the season, his 7th single. A 1-0 delivery to Lawson above the letters, 2 balls and no strikes. Lawson was outs number 1 and 2 of the 3rd inning, flying out in his first at-bats and then having a sacrifice fly. He drove in a run, and the Larks are rallying after being down 2-0, scored 12 unanswered. So every single Lark has been aboard in this game, even with a pinch hitter of Dylan Dreiling. So 10 different guys aboard today, and 9 different guys have scored. We have RBIs from 4 different guys. 4 runs driven in from Divis and Geminian, 2 from Hutchison, and 1 from Lawson. 3-1 hitters counts now for the second baseman from the University of Tennessee. Just getting to know Dylan Dreiling this summer. Him and Jake Cornland and Jake Fitzgibbons, teammates at Tennessee, and Dylan Dreiling will be joining them in Tennessee in a year to play for the Volunteers, who went to the College World Series this season but came up just a bit short. Sam Crowell on deck with Brock Loomis in the hole. Antonelli comes home on the payoff pitch. It'll miss the low outside corner, and Darren Beekert's not giving the outside and inside of the plate to the pitcher today, and that'll be the second walk of the inning. 3rd straight base runners. Larks load the bases. Davis to 3rd, Dreiling to 2nd, Lawson to 1st. Lawson now has a single and a walk on the day, and there's 1 away. Larks still going to put some insurance runs and put themselves in a position to continue to stay with a chance of a run rule. Larks have had the bases loaded a lot today. We'll see what Sam Crowell can do. Hit one deep to left field, but it was caught by Rady in the last inning. In the 3rd inning. Crowell on the day, 1 for 3 with a strikeout, a single, and a flyout. Sends this one shallow center, and McClellan's going to make the play, and Dreiling will be back into second safely. That one was going to be tough for the Larks to judge on whether to run or not, and they do skirt back to the base paths as McClellan makes the catch, and Crowell is now 1 for 4. We'll go to Brock Loomis with 2 away and the bases loaded. So Grant Lung will finish his day 1 for 1 with a pair of walks and a single. He scores a run and gets taken over by Brock Loomis. Loomis, 1 home run this year, 1 triple, 3 doubles. He's driven in 10 runs and is slugging .500. 1-0 here to the Butler Grizzly at the bases loaded. Hutch on deck with Geminian in the hole. 1-0 delivery inside, and Antonelli has been missing here as of late. Antonelli has thrown under 50% of his pitches in the strike zone. 24 of his 51 have been called strikes. He's given up 3 hits and walked 4 batters. Loomis has 1 to hit and sends it into the stands and off the top of the press box. 2-1 here to Loomis. 2 Hayes natives on the diamond right now. Dreiling at second, Loomis at the plates. Larks have a great tradition of always having a Hayes native on their roster, and it's not just because they give it to a guy and say, well, we need one. There's guys who are always talented, and Loomis sends this one up the middle. A diving effort from Harris is going to rob him of 2 RBIs. A beautiful dive from the shortstop robs the Larks of scoring runs and robs Loomis of an RBI as he'll throw to second in time to get Lawson out. Larks load the bases with 1 out, but after a fly in the ground out in the inning. They're still up by 10, but they haven't scored since the 3rd inning. As we go to the 6th here, 12-2 game here in Hays, Kansas. Wyatt Davis to the mound, replacing Cade Brown after 5 great innings for the Sooner. Davis will make another appearance on the year, to be exact. This is appearance number 9 for Davis. Has 4 starts and has made his last 3 appearances in relief. So 5 relief appearances for a guy who's been dominant at the plate and on the mound this year for the Hayes Larks in his 4th season. Has that 3-pitch arsenal of a fastball, slider, and changeup, but throws his changeup like 8 different ways. It's crazy what he can do with that pitch. He has a 1-1 count against Jordan McClellan at the top of the order. McClellan 0 for 2 with the ground out to Hutchison and a strikeout. Struck out against Cade Brown to start the game in a 2-run inning from the RoughRiders against Cade Brown. But since then, their bats have only gotten 1 hit and no runs. 1-2 from Davis. Slider getting a chase out of McClellan. He struck out 2 times, and Davis picks up his first strikeout on the day, number 38 this season through 33 innings. So just like Terbeek, Velasquez, and Brown, Davis, one of a guy who only has a few walks allowed. He's struck out now 38 and allowed just 3 walks. 1 away as we go to Cole Hauser. He has 2 of the 3 hits for the RoughRiders. Singled in the 3rd, singled in the 1st. But no balls and a strike. Davis has an ERA of 1.93 in this season. Jumped up a little bit after giving up 2 runs against the Sox after 2 runs against the Collegians. But other than that, really, no runs given up in his last few outings. Gave up 1 against Fort Collins in 3 innings. But he has only given up 7 this season. Has a whip under 1 and has only given up 28 hits. The 1-1 from Davis, the slider outside. 2 balls and a strike here to Hauser, the catcher. Davis will only have to throw 2 innings with the run rule unless he gives up a run. Last year with the Larks, he went 3-0 on the mound with an ERA of .64, was the best on the team among starters, striking out 45 guys through 40 innings. Year before that, had a record of 5-1 with a 2.71 ERA, and has a line drive dropping in front of Dreiling in right field on pitch number 5 of the AB to Hauser. Hauser now 3 for 3 with a trio of singles. Davis has an opponent batting average of .211. Only given up 1 long ball this season, was against the Saints.
The courtesy runner at first base.
And we get a courtesy runner. 1 away. And that is Sunling at first base. And now Carter to the dish. Carter, a pair of strikeouts on the day. 1-0 count here from Davis. Davis has a strikeout per batter faced rate of .268. Good number for him. And a strikeout per walk rate of 12.33. 2 balls, no strikes here for Davis. 2 balls, no strikes. Davis, a righty, will go from the stretch. Crowell sits up outside, and Davis throws outside, hits the low corner. 2-1. Davis and Crowell teammates, so they have some chemistry between them on the mound. Davis starts out 72% of his batters with the first pitch strike and gets out 73% of the time when he does that. Ground ball, and Carter, who was early on his swings in the first inning, early again here and grounds this one to his dugout, has a 2-2 count. Davis only thrown 2 wild pitches this entire season and has 30 no-walk innings out of the 32 innings he'd pitched previously. He's now faced 338 batters this season and will pick up strikeout number 2 of the inning and number 39 of the season. So Cade Brown goes the longest he's gone this season, throws 5 innings, striking out 9, and Davis picks up the strikeouts where Cade Brown left off. The Larks pitching staff has now struck out 11 through 5 2/3. 2 away as we go to Hayden Luft. Luft 1 for 2 in the day with a ground ball to Lawson for an out, and a home run to right field that drove in another run along with himself. 0-1 count here as Davis hits the zone. Davis leads the team in strikeouts with 39 and has only allowed 3 walks. That is the least on the team among guys with over 30 innings pitched, but Davis is the only guy with 30 innings pitched. Brown has only walked 2. Kate Dreiling has walked 1 on the mound through 3 innings, and Parker has walked 4 through 28 2/3. Other than that, and along with Terabig has walked 2 through 29 1/3. The Larks, those guys keeping the walks low. Taking off from first base is Sunling, and Sam Crow popped up behind the plate to throw when the ball popped out of his glove in the transition to his right hand, and Sunling will be safe at second base. Runner in scoring position here with 2 away and a 1-2 count. Pitch number 4 home. It's a fastball to the backstop, and we'll go 1-2 again. Do it for the Larks in what could be their last inning hitting. It will be Hutchison, Jeminian, and Henry out at hour and 40 minutes into this game. Here in the top of the 6th, 2-away runner at second, 12-2 ball game here in Hayes. RoughRiders haven't got a run since that home run in the first from the guy at the plate left. Luft getting a start in the hot corner and has a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss on the 2-2 delivery, and Davis strikes out 3 in the 6th. We've seen 2 3-strikeout innings, 1 in the first from Brown, and now here in the 6th, strikeout number 12 for the Larks pitching staff. Out of the 18 outs they've retired, they will take a 10-run lead to the bottom of the 6th, 12-2 here in Hayes. First pitch of the bottom of the 6th. Hutchison lines it to center field, and McClellan, who's had a great day defensively, dives forward and robs Hutchison of his first hit of the ball game. So that'll bring us to Leo Gemini. A new pitcher into the game is Nathan Churchich. He's a righty and is going up against Leo Geminian. Geminian 1 for 3. The ground out of fly out in the grand slam. Pitch number 1, a fastball outside. 1-0 count here to the center fielder from St. Lo, France. Churchich goes from the windup and throws a fastball outside. 2-0. This is the third pitcher of the game. It's a day for Antonelli and a day for Link. And the 2-0 delivery to Jiminian. He swings under and misses. Churchich from Silver Creek High School is a Longmont, Colorado native. Two-sport athlete there. Has a 2-1 count here against Jiminian, the center fielder from ETSU. And he drives it to center field, and the beverage batter again comes up clutch for the Larks fans. And Leo has his second hit of the game. And he has speed. Look for him to get the Larks an insurance run. And dozens of fans going to the concession stand now because of Leo. So Tyler Palmer, who was supposed to have an off day today, will get to the plate to pinch hit for Zach Henry, and it'll be a day for Henry. Henry finishes 1 for 3 with a fly out, a strikeout, a walk, and a single. Scores 2 runs in the process, and we will have our third substitution of the game for the Larks Spats. Palmer didn't play on Saturday, but is getting a pinch hitting opportunity here. Look for him to be clutch over the next 2 days with a doubleheader and a game on Wednesday. Larks will need arms. He's coming in clutch. Pitching for the Larks after not really getting listed as a pitcher from Nebraska. At Nebraska, he's batting .359 this season, but will strike out for the 19th time this season. Donna tipped his bat. Home plate umpire Darren Beekerts will say it didn't, and that'll be out number 2 of the SIG. Takes us to Matt Cav, the shortstop. Cav 1 for 3 on the day with a single, a walk, and he scored 2 runs. He scored 7 out this season in 8 games. Has 11 hits, 7 of those singles, 3 doubles and a triple. OPS a .973 for the UTA Maverick. Two-way runner at first. Jiminian not taking off as the off-speed misses above the letters to Cav. 1-0. Due up for the 7th inning for the RoughRiders will be 5, 6, and 7 hitters Goldfarb, Harris, and Strickert. Bottom of the 6th, 2-away runner at first in a 12-2 ball game. Fastball outside, 2-0. Larks will have 2 games tomorrow against the RoughRiders and then play them again on Wednesday. And run rule is in effect today, so we will see if the Larks can get the win in the top of the 7th and run rule the RoughRiders. Larks have quite a few run rules this season and are just really have been dominant this entire month. They started off dominant, suffered a loss, and then bounced back dominant, and then lost 3 out of the 4. But since then, winning 10 straight. Off-speed hangs in the air. Kavanaugh sends it to deep left field. Rady moves in, and one that was struck well won't get enough air under it, and Kavanaugh will be retired for the 3rd time today on his 3rd flyout, his 2nd one to Rady. Larks get a 1-out single from Jiminian, but will end the 6th inning scoreless. They scored 10 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 2nd, but have been silent in the 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th. But those 12 runs enough for a run rule as we go to the top of the 7th and what could be the last half inning.
Perfect.
Meet me down at the ballpark where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. Join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Top of the 7th, Divis throws a first pitch strike here against Colton Goldfarb. And this one will miss the zone off the heater. 1 ball and a strike. Larks have walked 7 times today. They have 12 hits and they've scored 12 runs, leaving 5 guys on base. There's only been 2 guys left on base for the RoughRiders, and they have just 4 hits, half of them. 3 of the 4 coming from Hauser. Larks are yet to allow a walk, and they haven't allowed a run since the first inning. 1-2 count from Divis. Fly ball over the left side and out of play. So we'll stay 1-2. Goldfarb 0 for 2 in the day with a pair of strikeouts against Cade Brown. 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth. And Divis looking to give him the hat trick. 1-2 slider hangs in the air and gets fouled off. Divis' last game was against Fort Collins, and he threw 4 innings and picked up the win. It was his 5th win of the season. He's 5-1 with 1 save and 1 save opportunity. Check swing, and it is a strikeout for Divis, but it gets away from Crowell, and Divis sends a smile up to the sky as Goldfarb will be on the hat trick, but Reach is on the drop third strike. Sam Crowell throws his hands in the air. We'll have a runner at first with nobody out. Jordan Harris to the box. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to Kavanaugh and a ground out to Hutchison. So his first look at Divis. Slider outside, 1-0. Strickard on deck with the Rady in the hole. Larks, they hold the RoughRiders silent here in the 7th inning. They will end the game here in the 7th, and Divis is a guy on the mound that is completely capable of doing that. Divis throwing 1 inning on 25 pitches now, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit. Larks have struck out 12 batters. Should make it 13 after the drop third strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Harris, the shortstop. A 1-2 home fastball. Divis doesn't get the corner like he wanted. We'll have a 2-2 counts. Larks will start tomorrow against the RoughRiders. First pitch at 5:30. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. And then the doubleheader will be in action. Game 2 following Game 1. We'll see what time that one starts. We'll know once Game 1 ends. And we'll have a little gap between them, but can catch both games on Larks Network. Divis strikes out his 4th straight. And the Larks have now struck out 14 in this game through 6 and a third. There's 1 away here as we go to Brady Strickard. Grounded out to Cade Brown in the 5th inning and struck out against Cade Brown in the 2nd. Larks looking for that double play here. Fastball gets past Strickers. Swings and misses, can't hang with the heater, and it's down 0-1. Larks continuing to continue their success. That makes sense. Scored 28 runs in their past 2 games and have only hit in 12 innings. They scored 28 runs over the course of 8 innings. That's just, the bats have been on fire. I said the bats are going to be the thing that you know you're going to have going into the NBC World Series. It's going to be the pitching that decides if the Larks can bring home their first title after 5 runner-up appearances. But pitching looking good tonight, and the Larks will get some more guys on their staff heading into the NBC World Series. And I think this is a team to watch out for at the World Series. You know the Larks, the team wants to give Frank and Keith their first title. So those guys have been here for decades coaching and have come up so close many times, but have lost to Team USA even in the championship game. But looking for title number 1. They beat a team of former MLB All-Stars in the NBC one year, but didn't win the title that year. And I know these guys, they want to get the ring. And so keep an eye on them. We're close with NBC, just a few weeks out. And Hayes Larks looking for the win. 3-2 count here to Strickert. We'll get a payoff pitch from Divis under the lights. It's a fastball inside. It gets away from Crowell again. Divis walks just his 4th batter of the season, and Goldfarb moves to second. First walk of the game for the Larks pitching staff. 2 on, 1 out. Look for a double play here. The Larks have turned a lot of them this season, and they won another one here. There's been 25 double plays this season for the Larks as a team. Team fielding percentage of .956. Larks have only had 48 errors this season, none today. And we haven't seen an official error today. There was one earlier that was a questionable call, but we got the hit. 0-1 as a pop fly goes out of play over the right side. Lawson, Dreiling, and Loomis give chase, but it was dropped out of play. 0-2 to Rady. Rady struck out in the 5th. Was Brown's 8th strikeout victim of his 9 on the day, and then flew out to Jeminian in the 2nd in his first AB. The 0-2 delivery, pitch number 3 of the AB, slider outside. Crowell slides on his knees to save it. We will go 1-2. Larks swept their last 4-game series against the league opponents, and winning 1 tonight will put them in a position to do so again. And they will get another pitch here from Divis as the 1-2 gets sent to the backstop. Larks are 10-2 in RBL play. RoughRiders in last place. They're 4-9, 6.5 games behind the Larks. Larks 22-4 on the season. Haven't lost a game in the month of June. And heading into the in the month of July. And heading into the NBC is when you want to be playing your best baseball. And the Larks sure look like that's what they're doing. 1-2 home. Off speed line to right field. Dreiling moves in and records the out in right field. Good play from the Tennessee Volunteer. And there is 2 away. Larks 1 out away from run rolling yet another opponent. Coming up to the plate is Weston Miller at the bottom of the order. It's the last batter of the 3rd time through the order for the RoughRiders. He's 0 for 2 and has 2 strikeouts, both against Brown. This is his first look at Divis. Divis started his day at the top of the order in the 6th. This will be the 9th hitter he's faced. A 2-away, 2-on delivery. Fastball inside part of the plate. No balls and a strike as Miller doesn't swing. Larks having a great day at the plate and on the mound today. They have 2 home runs. One of them a grand slam. One of them a 3-run shot from the guy who's on the mound, Divis. Divis blows this one by Miller, gives him a smile, and is 1 strike away from ending this game. Slow clap starts here at Larks Park. 2 on, 2 outs, 0-2 count on the top of the 7th, and Miller wants time. Divis unfazed. Looks home, gives Crowell a nod. Will go from the stretch. The 0-2 delivery from the Lincoln, Nebraska native will miss outside. Nebraska native on the mound. Texas native behind the dish, but they both are teammates at UTA. 1-2 from Divis. Fastball past Miller. Divis gets his 6th strikeout in 2 innings. Larks strikeout 15 today through 7 innings, and they pick up win number 23 this season. So Larks were 3-1 against the RoughRiders last year, losing the first game against the RoughRiders in Colorado, but they win this game 12-2 in Hays, Kansas, starting off 1-0 against a team they only allowed one run to in the last 27 innings of the season. Larks have given up 3 runs to this team in the past 36 innings over the course of 2 years against this team. Larks now 23-4 on the season, 11-2 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League play on an 11-game winning streak. Currently 3.5 games up from the game day Saints. Larks could clinch the league tomorrow and win their second straight league title in 2 years. If they sweep the RoughRiders tomorrow, they'll do it. Or if they win one game and the game day loses their game, the Larks will win the league. RoughRiders fall to 4-10 in league play. They're 7.5 games back from the from the Larks, and they're in last place. So let's check out what's coming up for the Larks before we end this show here. Larks will have a doubleheader tomorrow. You can catch first pitch at 5:30 here on Larks Network. Game 2 estimated at 8 p.m. It'll be probably 30 to 40 minutes after the last pitch of Game 1. Then Larks will have a game on Wednesday to round out this 4-game series against the RoughRiders and have Thursday off and play Denver on Friday. So be sure to catch these games tomorrow. The doubleheader starting at 5:30 here at Larks Park. So Larks in this one's pick up 12 runs, a grand slam, a 3-run home run is the big offense for the team today. They give up 4 hits, just 1 walk, and leave 4 guys on the base paths, giving up 2 runs. As for the Larks offense, 13 hits, 7 walks, 6 runners left on base. They score 12 runs and pick up their 11th straight victory and will head home a little bit early tonight. They rule the RoughRiders 12-2 in 7 innings. You can catch Game 1 of the doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch at 5:30 p.m. Be back here on Larks Network for that game. As for now, this has been Carson Ackerman on the call. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.